quick shout out. Oh, shoot. I also want to give
I never hit
us.
record. Tells you what type of day we having.
Bro.
Tells you what type of day we having, man. We having one of those, man.
Right. Also want to give a shout out to my boy AV. You know what I'm saying? The Now Studios is up and running. Everything will come out of there. Talk about health and wellness, finance tips, marriage tips. That man's a guru at every little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? So he got his company, whatever you want to call it, up and running or whatever. So I put his Facebook on the live video so y'all could just tap in and see what he up to or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But big shout out to him. He came over last night. We was just talking about stuff, but he showed me the logo, where he wants to go with everything. And he's ready to roll for 2022. So be on the lookout for everything that has the Now logo on it. Coming to you by way of AV, aka Mr. Butler, aka Mr. OG Butler. With that being said, Happy New Year, everybody. I'm glad you guys are tuned in. We are on Facebook Live. Facebook Live has been one of my personal goals or whatever, because I'm so Facebook savvy. So the fact that we are able to have this on Facebook Live is a big deal. I want everybody to tap in and, you know what I'm saying? While we're talking, feel free to throw in some comments or whatever. I'm going to try to leave it up so I can see what the kind of comments are going on or whatever. And we'll go from there. Man. But even though Reggie ain't got his or whatever, I'm going to go ahead. I'm sipping on Jack Daniels and Glühwein or whatever, just to, something light right now.
Something light.
Something light right now.
That don't sound light at all.
Man, talk to me tomorrow. All right, to find out. But yeah, man, let me go ahead. It's a little hot.
I see. Again, welcome everybody to B&B on the Clock, man. We doing this live New Year's Eve Facebook edition. We want to thank y'all for being with us the whole year, man. It's been a great 6 months for us as a show.
Wow, man, 6 months, boy. Talk about it.
Okay. We've been around since the end of July, man, and it's been awesome, man. Like, this has been a great ride for us. We have done our thing, and we hope that y'all have enjoyed every episode that we've put out so far, man. I would continue to watch and stay on the clock with us and rock out with us. We're on all streaming platforms. Since the day we did the major streaming platform, we're on Facebook. We are definitely here on the book for y'all. So I hope y'all enjoy it. I hope y'all enjoy the show. I hope y'all enjoy what we talk about. We're going to jump right into it. So we're going to talk about first our New Year's plans, man. What's your plans for tonight?
Oh, man, I'm going to try to keep it simple. Me and Twyla, we got to go out to the bowling alley out here. They having like a New Year's Eve, like turn up or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then might slide over to another friend's house. Just keep it something low key or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same as being home or whatever. I already know what the vibes are when I'm at home, because we get busy starting preparing on like the day after Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. Right. I know. I trust me. I wish I could, but when you're away from home, you just got to try to make it your own. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And absolutely. I ain't no bowler, yo. I'll tell you right up. I can't bowl for crap. All right, I can get you a couple strikes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to make it fun. It's supposed to be a live DJ. They got a little bar joint going on over there, so we're gonna make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? See what's popping over there. But outside of that, I don't think that. Talk to me tomorrow. We'll see if I'm still in the land of the living. But yeah, man. They're just kicking it with my family out here, and that's it. How about you?
I think I want to run your mom and dad's house. I think to continue what we've done every New Year's since we've been together. I think that's what's going to be the plan. If not, I'll probably stay in the crib. I don't have no real plans for tonight anyway. I don't plan on going out and being around a bunch of people. So if I go there, that'll be the farthest I go. To go anywhere else would just be crazy for me tonight, because it's just too much COVID going around, man. I just ain't got that in me. But other than that, I'm ready to start the new year and see what it brings, man. See what 2022 brings. As you said, it's 2022.
Yeah. So hey, talk about New Year real quick. You got any New Year's resolutions?
I don't make New Year's resolutions. I stopped doing that like 6 years ago.
Okay.
I stopped believing in New Year's resolutions. I believe in whatever the new year brings is what it brings.
Okay.
And I just ride with it. So it's worked so far in the last couple of years. I mean, this year
Absolutely.
was this year was definitely a challenge, but I'm hoping next year is better than this year. I'll say that. Like I feel like this year was the end of the year was a challenge. The beginning of the year was great. The end of the year was a challenge. And let's hope that the start of the new year it's not as challenging as it was to end this year. That's where I'm at. I don't have a New Year's resolution. Like I'm not going to say new me, new year, new me, and all that crazy job
I
talking and all
promise
that.
you, that joint, if y'all still saying that, that was back in like 2013. I still got memes when I was teaching y'all about it. But I don't, so I'll say this, I don't, resolutions, no. Goals, yes. All right. Because
Yeah.
I feel like the me that's here is the me you're going to get in 2022. However, there's always room for improvement. You don't want to make the same
Absolutely.
made in 2021. So with that being said, I feel like as far as like physically, I just need to get back in shape. That was my biggest thing. Like this is the first unit I've been in where they say you do PT on your own. Anybody that knows that, what that means is that means you're not doing PT. Okay.
You're not PTing at all.
Yeah, absolutely not. I just want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like just the move in general, coming out to Germany, I got closer with my family. I had more family time, so I want to continue that or whatever.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like finances and all that stuff, whatever, like financially, I just want to get better. I feel like I made some improvements. I'm not where I want to be yet, but but I just want to keep on moving forward and all that good stuff, whatever. So that's my like goals or whatever. Like you said, I'm all about like going with the flow. I always said that. Let's go with the flow. Whatever the new year brings or whatever. Shoot, they talking about having a lockdown. The kids gonna be back homeschool again. So like,
Yeah, they talking the same stuff over here too.
so I'm like at this point, like, hey, it is what it is. We adjust fire when necessary. That's the way I look at it. But those are my goals going in for the new year. On a slight turn, what is one thing you would want to see out of your favorite sports teams this year coming up?
Favorite sports team. So my Sixers, I just want to see a trade with Ben Simmons. That's it.
That's all.
That's it. Nothing major there. Trade with Ben Simmons. For my Eagles, I would like to have a definite on who our quarterback's going to be. Like, I don't want to know, like, don't go out and draft nobody. If it's Jalen Hurts, let's just make it Jalen Hurts and let's ride it out. Let's see where we go from there. I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts fan, but at this point, he's earned the right to be the quarterback for the next couple of years.
Okay.
So
going off the Eagles, my favorite team, I would like to see at least a playoff win.
All right.
I want to see a playoff win because I feel like that will answer your question going into next year. Because I feel like if he gets us to the playoffs, then legit, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least ride out. My thing is, I want to see him on his rookie contract. Let him ride out his rookie contract, or whatever. If you still don't feel like he's the QB, do your thing. As far as the draft goes, get it right. That's the only thing I ask. I don't care if you make a trade, you trade a draft pick. I just want you to get it right. If you can get it right, we hit another solidified starter or whatever. And protect Jason Kelce at all costs. That's my main thing. Protect Jason Kelce at all costs. Please, I'm begging y'all, Eagles. Golly, I love that guy. Anyway, for my Lakers, Jesus.
Yeah, I was because you got the hoodie on, so you better be talking about them.
Oh, absolutely. So I don't know. I would love to see us win a championship because that would shut everybody up. But I will say this. Make the trades that are necessary to win a championship. So put it like that.
Okay.
I don't care how we do it, who we trade. I don't know if y'all peeped. We already traded Rajon Rondo.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
And we got Denzel Valentine back, and we're probably going to waive him for an open roster spot. So be on the lookout. Something big is happening. All right? If y'all weren't peeping that, just listen up. But, yeah, so those are my goals. Lakers just win the championship. I don't care how you do it, who you trade, how you construct this whole thing. And by all means, stay away from Ben Simmons. If y'all trade for Ben Simmons, okay, I just want to know how it's going to work. Defensively, I ain't an issue. Offensively, show me how it's going to work. That's all.
Everything gonna fall on Brian. Brian got to be the scorer, the
He's,
distributor,
he's already doing it.
everything.
He's already doing that. He's already doing that. But yeah, probably my favorite sports team. Those are the two main ones for college. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see Alabama win it all again.
I want to see Michigan win it. And I ain't even a Michigan fan, but I just want to see them win it.
Man, that boy Aiden Hutchinson.
I would like to see Alabama lose to Cincinnati, to be honest. I want to see the upset. It's not going to happen, but I would love to see the upset.
Hey, well, I ain't gonna lie. They lost my boy Mechie, so we'll see.
It's not going to happen, but I would like to see the upset.
That's gonna be a good one, but I think it comes on at 11 over here, so hopefully I get to watch it over here.
Okay. All right. So year in review, man. You want to start the year in review? What?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Year in review. For me, it was all about my main goal was to, just because of the time I lost with family at Irwin, I want to get somewhere new and branch out. I didn't really have a lot of people that I knew when I came out here. It was just me in my unit as well. Then like as family wise, like we got here, everything was closed down, so we had to homeschool the kids out here for like a couple months, and they went back to school. So I think adjusting them back to going back to school and getting on them. Hey, what's up, Sean? I see you down there, big dog. But yeah, man, like I think the biggest thing was just trying to be more of a family man. That's one of my things. I always say, God, family, then army. So like I think spiritually, just trying to get back onto my relationship with God. Just trying to be more of a family man. That's one of my things.
My bad. I'm sorry. I went on there to see the comments.
Thank you. But yeah, man. To be
I want to turn the sound off.
If you don't mind, please turn that volume on your phone. Thank you.
Go ahead, man.
But and then like, you know what I'm saying? Let's be, like I said, being more of a family man, spending more time with my family out here. We got to go some places or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just tour around. The kids are making great relationships. They're out with friends as we speak. From Deuce all the way up. Just learning a lot about my family that I didn't get to see at Irwin. This is how they're growing up. It's just like, oh shoot, I didn't even know you can do that. And it's like, because I didn't spend as much time at Irwin than I do here, because like here, we had to depend on each other. I feel like me and my wife are like unstoppable when we're together. Like that's really are. We are like Kobe and Shaq out on these streets, bro. Like, not to like go all mushy, but like legit, when you find like your equal partner or whatever, equally yoked partner, that's what I should say. Like y'all just bounce off each other, like to the point where y'all just like, but I just knew you were about to say that. Like we say that about like once a day or whatever. So like a lot of the stuff, like I feel like we just got closer out here to the point where like read each other's mind or whatever. That, man, I got to go to Berlin, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, with my boys or whatever. No, scratch that. I didn't go to Berlin. Scratch that.
You didn't go to Berlin? Okay. I thought you went to Berlin.
Nah. So okay. But on a serious note, man, we gotta go. Let's see some places. You know, travel, meet new people. I think that's the biggest thing. Because once my circle is here, I don't like opening up to everybody else. So I think that was me just branching out, meeting new people, new faces, new opportunities, or whatever. Just growing as an individual. I made it to 30 when a lot of my friends didn't make it to 20. I thought that was a big deal for me. And then moving on down, man, you know, like just spending Thanksgiving with friends and family, then all the way to Christmas and New Year's Eve. Like I legit have survived the whole epidemic for the past 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Knock on wood, no COVID, no none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that in itself is a blessing. And just being in the military, I made it. This was my halfway mark. I made 10 years in the military this year. When I was supposed to get out in 2016. To be honest, I was supposed to get out or whatever and come back home. But I made it another year. to 10. We'll see if I make it another 10. I'll tell you that much, boy, because it's some things. But besides all that, man, I think it was a good year. It was a good year as far as like growing. I feel like I matured a whole lot out here, even more or whatever. And I think to top it all off, man, I got me a little man cave now. So like, I feel like I made it in life. So yeah, man. I think that's pretty much my year in review. It was a pretty good, solid year. It was a solid year. It wasn't like anything like I would go like this was the best year. I think because of COVID, kind of harpered a lot of things, but it got me to focus on myself a lot more this year. So for that, I will always be thankful for 2021.
Okay. Year in review 2021. Woo, was one for the books. Man, 2021. And I normally don't say this at the end of years, but this one was one for the books. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. Man, the high notes was the beginning of the year, going to Vegas, celebrating the anniversary, celebrating a marriage that I believe is probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Great birthday, celebrating 39. You know, I'm 39. This year I'll be 40. 2022 I'll be 40. So getting ready for that whole process and that changeover in life, you know, joining that 40 club. Something different, something to look forward to, because I got a lot of friends who ain't get to see this point. So That's definitely the blessing. That's the biggest blessing that I have. The down was, you know, my daughter leaving and her going.
Yes, sir.
It's Sean.
I got you,
hey,
Sean.
Shut up, yo.
I got you,
hey,
bro.
Sean, shut up, yo. I'm hot, man. Shut up. Let me go. Let me roll, Sean.
Get on it, man.
So, you know, the down was, you know, my daughter leaving. Some of the downs I went through, I won't really talk about, but you know, they were some big downs. You know, they continuing, but life is life, man. And I grew a lot. I learned a lot about myself this year. I learned a whole lot about myself this year, more than I ever thought I could learn at this point in life. I learned what I could stand up to, what I could take, and what I couldn't take. And to say that I made it out this year, I did. To say what comes next year, who knows, man. But I hope it's a great year. I hope things turn around in certain areas, and I hope some things just change and get completely better. Basketball wise, it was a year. It's been a year. So who knows what next year brings for me as far as coaching. I know some people are not going to like to hear what I'm about to say, but it might be my last year coaching.
You heard it here first, live on the B&B podcast.
Yeah, like it might be my last year. It might be my last year coaching. Like I can't say that it is yet, but I can say that the stuff that I went through this year kind of has soured a lot of my taste to coaching. And it just soured my taste to it. I can't really elaborate on that. I know some people are probably watching or want to see this and be like, what in the world? But yeah, man. Hopefully I make it through this season. If I don't, I won't be that mad. I've given it more than what I probably has ever given it anything besides my marriage. I've given it all I have, so I can be proud at where it is and what's going on with it. Oh yeah, absolutely, Sean, absolutely. The growth has been there this year, man. There was a lot going on, but definitely grew, man. Can't wait to see what 2022 brings. Can't wait to see what lies ahead in the future. We were supposed to do this Jay-Z versus Lil Wayne list. I didn't make my list, man. I didn't. I don't know if you made yours.
So I was gonna tell you. So, man, real quick. I know I just want to talk about. I know we had people on talk about giving their little ones and twos, but I was just like, we need to do a list or whatever, get the people a live versus type. But I want to say this because a lot of people, it got worse this past week. I ain't gonna lie, it got worse. And what I'm not going to take is this Lil Wayne slander. I don't appreciate it at all. Okay, so
that's slander.
it was a lot of things, not from like y'all, but the fact that everybody was saying that Wayne easily gets washed by Jay-Z is like the biggest thing. Like
I mean, it's not false though. Like,
nah, he doesn't get easily washed. That's what I'm saying. So like, boom. So here's the thing.
he can make it a long night. He can make it a long night, but he's not winning.
I tell you what, and this is what I try to tell people. Jay-Z has a large body of work. I feel like legit, and this is how a lot of people should do the verses, and they do the verses like this. What do people play when you like? For instance, one of my favorites was Lil Jon versus T-Pain, right? T-Pain wasn't playing some of the tracks we listened to on Epiphany. He wasn't listening to that. He was playing the stuff that like legit was like, hey, turn that up when we in the club type. That's what people were playing. When you come to these hits or whatever, Soulja Boy got it right
The
for the
Lox
most
didn't
part.
do that though. The Lox didn't do that, and they walked away with theirs easily.
They definitely played hits.
They played hits, but they also played. They also played what you know. What you know.
For that one, Jada and they did cater to New York because they were in New York, so they catered. You got fact. Am I lying though? You in New York with Dipset and
where you think this verse is going to take place in? It's not going to take place in Atlanta. It's going to take place in New York.
I bet I put money.
So he's going to.
No, hold on. I don't know about that one. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be in New York. The reason why I say that, it have to be like at a central location. They have to get like an arena sold out. Now, if it is in New York, the best
arena to do it is Madison Square Garden, the Mecca.
Because something's already been done in the Mecca. I can see Jay-Z going to the Nets Stadium. To be honest with you, be real.
He can go to Barclays too. That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? So if he does,
so it's still in New York.
So that's why I say it'll be a tad bit biased because it's in New York. But Jay-Z's smart because he know. Oh, fact, Sean. Though the loss destroyed them. There wasn't even no competition. You're right. Absolutely. But I would say Jay-Z know. That's why I love Jay-Z because he think like 5 steps ahead. He know the backlash is going to be like, well, you were in New York. The crowd is going to be favorite to Jay-Z. That's always going to hear from people in the South. So he, knowing Jay-Z, he going to find a central location where they'll probably be on the West Coast somewhere, for real. Because
they can do it at Staples. It's fine. And he still win.
First of all, it's not called Staples. It's called Crypto. Anyway.
Okay, it can be that in Crypto. That's fine, too. And he'll still win.
So my thing is, that's what I went off of it. I was like, if Jay-Z won, it'll be like 11-9. It'll be close to. I feel like Jay-Z
13-7.
12,
12-8, 13-7.
So here's the thing. The reason why I say you gotta think who the
14-6.
Hell no. Now you're getting disrespectful. Now you're getting so I was like, so the thing I was saying with the list, when they go down the list, who was it? I was looking at somebody's verses list on Apple Music. I want to say it was the Jagged Edge verses. And they were like legit going through all their hits or whatever. That's like, those are staples in the community. Or you go back to like down there, the first one with, who am I about to say? Babyface and, Babyface and, first one with,
They keep doing it. I don't know why it keeps opening up. My bad. Go ahead.
Whatever Babyface did with, I forgot what the boy's name is. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, he did with him, but Babyface did it or whatever. Like he was playing all his hits. They were like, yo, that's my jam, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing I love about Jay-Z, his body of work, he can legit take like 2 years, like his first 2 albums. He has enough, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. I always say Jay-Z's old work is way better than the new stuff he's putting out now. Except for like his like features, because that's like when Beyonce does a feature because she doesn't do a lot. Everybody's like, oh, snap, let me hear it. That's the thing about great artists. When you go, we can be ducked off for a minute, they come out on somebody's feature. I say that. But it's not a feature where somebody can say Wayne made that song worse, ever.
Who would say that?
Trust me, I do my research for this night. I see some crazy stuff going on. Hold on. Last point I want to make is the 20 songs that Wayne will have to come up with, they're not just going to be off his album. They won't. They'll be off of his features, of classic bangers. I can see him being so corny and getting I'm So Hood remix. stuff like that, like his features, right? Because I always say feature Wayne is legit. I feel like it's always better than mixtape Wayne. I always say feature Wayne, mixtape Wayne, then his album. And that's saying something because I feel like the Carter 2, 3, and 4 are his best albums of all time. Mm-hmm. I'm still, like I told you last week, I'm still mad about The Funeral. That, oh my gosh, like I'm still mad. The only song, Uproar, that everybody loved, like they were like, well, put that on your top 20. It's not his top 20 hits. And to me, I feel like Wayne has more hits, radio songs than Jay-Z personally. Like Jay-Z, I will say this: Jay-Z wasn't when like Wayne came out when like streaming and all that. He kind of like was hopped on that way. Jay-Z was when we were like getting scratched up CDs and trying to put them in that CD player or whatever. That's the only difference. That's why I say Wayne. Everybody sleep on Wayne, but the generation that was listening to Wayne is the ones that gonna be making the final decision of who won. People come out of thoughts like, "Oh, you're a Jay-Z fan or whatever." Which, to all respect, one thing I will not do is argue with somebody from New York because they're biased. They say Young M.A was the best female rapper ever. Kill yourself, because that's not it. I'm sorry. No, because
listen. I told you already how I feel about this.
Facts, AV, facts. Funeral was a big dumpster fire, and I'm a big Wayne fan. Big facts.
So I tell y'all, like I said last week, and I'll say it again. I got it. What I say? 12-8 last week. Still got a 12-8.
But see, that's not bad though. Because I said 11-9. The only bit I was like, think about it. I was like,
you said like 10-10 last week. You said a draw last week. That's what
it would have to end up being a draw because I just don't see both of them. Because here's the thing too, like, and I seen the post, and it's so true. I don't care what nobody said. Past Virginia, wasn't nobody really bumping Jay-Z.
You know what's made me feel my headphones like I did 2 weeks ago? But I'm gonna be calm and I'm gonna sit here.
Everybody's listening. If you live in the South, will y'all bumping Jay-Z or Wayne?
And I'm gonna sit here and I'm just gonna agree to disagree with that. I'm gonna agree to disagree with that because I heard the same thing that somebody said about T.I. Nobody was bumping T.I. up north, and that was a fucking lie. So I'm not gonna sit here and say these statements that people make because that particular person didn't listen to Jay-Z. I've been in the South a whole lot.
But you ain't lived there though.
I lived in the South for a minute. Niggas was bumping Jay-Z. I don't know what people talking about. Like, I can't listen. I'm not gonna argue with nobody on their personal preference. Like, that's your personal opinion. You felt like Jay wasn't being bumped like that. Cool.
That's like for instance, I promise you this. Y'all weren't bumping Nipsey Hussle like people in Cali were bumping Nipsey.
No, we didn't start bumping Nipsey Hussle till later. Like, you're right.
Literally till he died. So what I'm trying to tell people is like the South has their people. Like everybody's like, if you talk to somebody from Atlanta who's the best producer, they're gonna say, "Oh, look, get QC out there, get Metro Boomin, get Jermaine Dupri," right?
Right.
They're gonna say Atlanta's the Mecca. When everybody say, "Nah," if you anywhere past the Mason-Dixon line, you know that New York is the Mecca for everything rap. That's the birthplace of rap, right? So like that's what I said. Like legit, people in different regions are gonna have their own I remember literally the Tupac versus Biggie. We've been doing it forever. If you're on the East Coast, it was Biggie. If you're on the West Coast, it was Tupac. So people in different regions are going to have their own artists. So that's why I said
I'm not saying what you're not saying is true. Just like I know for a fact, people in New York and up north was going to say they wasn't really bumping Wayne like that, and that was a lie because niggas was bumping Wayne hard. Niggas was listening to Wayne in the club. Like, I'm not trying to hear like all those statements that people keep trying to make. They be false. Like when somebody say, "Oh, we didn't really listen to T.I. like that," that is bullshit. Niggas was bumping 24s and all that shit. Cat on my table.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all thought Reggie was out here killing roaches. I didn't know what was going on.
No, cat jumped on my table. I'll play with my cat on my table. But yeah, like niggas was bumping 24s, niggas was bumping Rubber Band Man, like all them songs. Listen, I'm not trying to hear. Listen, artists get bumped everywhere depending on the song. Every song might not get bumped, but there's a song that gets dropped everywhere that everybody listens to, that everybody loves. So Like I said, Jay, Wayne, I picked Jay 12-8, maybe 13-7, depending on what Wayne pick as songs. Because like people have been saying this week, what I've been hearing, if it came down to him picking his playlist, he's gonna pick the worst fucking songs.
That's what if I told you, and I said
he's gonna pick the worst songs.
But I'm about to say my thing is legit, like, hey, crazy, like, see, I don't even get started, but like it's certain things. Cause I was like, even Duffel Bag Boy, that was like, to me, it's like the bottom of the totem pole, but that joint is a certified banger, right? So it's like my thing as far as, and this is what I'm trying to tell people who makes the decisions, right? Because a lot of people said Soulja Boy won, right? Out of Bow Wow.
Now, he did not win that.
Listen, hold on. Here's the thing. The archive, everybody knows Twitter don't lie. So the thing what I was trying to tell everybody was like the fact that who's voting for these people, right? Are the people that was saying like, yo, hey, what's up, Josh? Hey, so I'm like, yo, like a lot of people was like, Soulja Boy won because of like Crank That or whatever, like that in the era. But those are the people that are voting. So like you think about it, it's literally not trying to throw shade, but it's like legit my age. Everybody your age and up, right, are going to be the ones that be like, yo, like Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that. Wayne to us is what y'all think of Jay-Z.
But nobody's saying Wayne is bad. Like nobody's saying that Wayne.
I'm just going off of like legit. Everybody was like legit. I ain't even had people from Philly. That's what really made me upset. They were like, well, Wayne was like, hey, you know what? First of all, they were like, it wasn't nobody bumping Wayne. Lie again, because you were definitely in middle school stunting like my daddy. I don't want to hear nothing like that, okay?
Everybody's bumping Wayne. Like I hate those. Like we was, a lot of us was bumping Wayne just because we knew who the writer was. Like we was bumping Wayne because that. Like let alone like I'm not going to keep harping on that point for me that Wayne's whole career changed when he got that Philly boy writing for him. Like it changed. His style changed. Everything changed. When Baby came up here, when Baby came up and grabbed Gillie and signed him to Cash Money and was like, listen, I need you to write for my boy. I'm bringing you on so you can write for my boy. We're gonna put him out. We hopefully gonna put an album out with you, but we really just want you to write for him. Everything changed. Wayne changed. His rap style changed.
All right, so my brother said our generation got Lil Baby. Y'all can keep Lil Baby, okay? He ain't there yet. His resume ain't that big. Now I ain't gonna say he ain't got no bangers. He's on his way up. I ain't gonna say that. He's the hardest working man in show business. I give you that.
You know what?
And then Sean was saying, and Sean said, that's what I'm trying to tell everybody, that for how y'all feel Jay is how we feel a whole. But we're gonna be the ones deciding it. I'm telling you. Because your ass not gonna be on Twitter talking about who won. No.
Why the fuck ain't I? Why ain't I? Why ain't I? Why ain't I?
I know if y'all follow Reggie on Twitter, the only thing that pops up is his horoscope joint every other day. So Reggie don't be on Twitter, okay? So
I look at Twitter. I might not comment. I might not write nothing on Twitter, but I'm on Twitter every day.
But who so think about?
But I would comment on that. On that,
our generation is the main one talk about it. Like matter of fact, you and LeBron are 2 years apart, right? He got Jay-Z and Wayne, right? That literally goes to show everybody else. Legit, like everybody else was like, boom. Only person, and it's weird because it kind of proves your point about the whole Gillie. You know what I'm saying? Kobe was a big Wayne fan over Hov. And that's weird because he grew up in Philly. So I wonder if that had some type of tie-in or whatever, but that's not here or there because the man can't speak right now.
Can't speak on it, so.
Can't speak on it, but that's always interesting how he like went. I'm going to say Kobe was older than Bron, but he always went with Wayne. So I always thought that was a little different, but I just feel like as far as like in the club hits or whatever, I'm not saying that like Jay-Z ain't got none because that's blasphemy. I just feel like it'll be a draw because you legit got the two of the most like influential superstars that ever had come out outside of Drake. Legit outside of Drake is Lil Wayne and Hov. That's why everybody wants to see it. So you got two generational artists or whatever, and that's why it's hard. That's why I said to me it'll be a draw.
Sure said Lil Baby ain't got no bangers. Lil Baby got bangers. Like I ain't
he got bangers, but like he's not even in the conversation of Wayne yet. Like I ain't gonna lie, he has the potential to, but I honestly say right now, like he's not even on the Migos level personally. But that's another Another
It's
story.
another conversation.
Yeah, because right now I'm a big Migos fan.
I am too.
Maybe
I
he
am too.
ain't maybe he ain't there yet, but he do got
Uh,
bangers.
so we go in this topic right there, man. Like that, it's always fun to talk that. We gonna move on to our next topic, which is album of the year. What do you think album of the year is?
Man, that's a good one. Okay, that's a real good one. So it's funny because a lot of people are. It's like, was it Donda or is it CLB? Right. So
It's not
like,
CLB. It's not CLB. CLB is probably not. It's not CLB. It's not
that's
CLB.
hard though. Honestly, I feel like it's hard.
It's not
But
CLB.
as far, wow, that is kind of tough though. I ain't gonna lie.
So for me personally,
Better not say Donda.
I wanted to say Donda. I did, but I went back and listened to something else again. And I gotta go J. Cole. I gotta go J. Cole as album of the year.
Absolutely.
Now, there's other albums that I have in that category as well. Like I have Tyler the Creator's album in there because that joint is fire. I'm not even the biggest Tyler fan, but that album fire. That album.
Yeah, I'm about to say this album made me a fan. I would say
Right.
that this was the album.
So, but I got J. Cole as number one. I got Tyler as two, and then I got Donda as three. That's my top three for album of the year.
Okay.
And I got J. Cole being album of the year. But
yeah,
Donda for me.
That's good. That was a good list right there because I definitely have to agree. I will definitely take Donda off and put CLB up there.
You put CLB on? I don't even think that's his best body of work.
No, it's not, but it was better than Donda.
I don't think it was better than Donda. Like production-wise, it wasn't. It wasn't better than Donda.
Yes, it was. He broke every record when it came out. Like, what are you talking about?
That doesn't.
That's why Drake got so many awards.
that doesn't mean it. Like, I hate when people try to use the streaming numbers and the Grammy. Those things don't really matter when we're talking about music.
Grammy noms don't matter.
Music.
What?
Like, let's be real. Let's be real.
Oh Lord. Go ahead.
Let's be real. Like, Donda was production-wise, the best album. Production-wise, best album put out. Now, lyrically, that's something totally different. But production, we're talking beats, we're talking the arrangement. That album was that album was a masterpiece. That was a masterclass on how you put an album.
I ain't got Donda in my top three is because he came out with all this editing stuff. Give me the real album the first time. That's the only issue I had. Kanye got it. If he would have came out,
this is how you roll. He showed you how to roll an album out. Pour some juice. He showed you how to roll an album out, man. He literally.
He also showed us how to take people off and throw the songs that you actually want on there. That's what I say. My personal, the only reason beef I have with Kanye, if he would have gave it the album after he came out and then he's like, nah, this song needs to go on there. This song, if he would have gave me that album, bro, I would have like, you know what, Donda might have been number one because I'm still tripping off the Andre 3 Stacks verse. Like,
well, it's on the album now.
Now,
if you go on
when it came out, it wasn't. I was pissed to find out that wasn't on because that would have sold for me. I got that song on my playlist now. Okay, so
me too.
Even the joint with Hove on it, just because of the history between the two, right? Like, yeah. So like it's like certain songs, like, bro, like really, like, and like stuff we missed out on. Like, I really wanted to hear him and Soulja Boy of all people get on a track together. Like, for real, because like
I would like to hear that.
Yeah, like honestly, because I was like creative wise, and marketing wise, Soulja Boy's always been that guy. When it comes to marketing and putting his stuff out there, I ain't got no beef with him when it comes to that. Verse wise, bro, you trash. But I would love to see like certain stuff like that. But CLB, as far as like how anticipated we were, like he waited for Kanye to come out, then boom, we got it. You're right. It's definitely not Drake's top album ever. It might not even be top 4 or 5.
I think we get another Drake album next year, actually.
Absolutely. I agree.
I think we'll get another Drake album next year.
But J. Cole for me, I don't know how I forgot about that one. J. Cole was the album I listened to on repeat.
That's album of the year. That's album of the year for me. J. Cole's album.
Now, I know. I want to say Megan came out with an album this year.
I don't remember. Maybe. I wasn't into it. So if it did come out this year, I wasn't into it. So
I'm about to say, like, when it comes to female rap, I'll say Megan stepped her game up. I want to say she dropped the album this year. But yeah, I think Megan was a good one too, or whatever. So I'm just a fan of her. Like when she was doing her underground stuff down in Houston, my boy from Houston put me on before she like hit it big or whatever. But yeah, man. Another lyrically good one was the Babies album that came out. That was a pretty good one too. Solid.
Solid album, solid.
It was solid or whatever. But yeah, man. J. Cole definitely takes album of the year. Absolutely.
J. Cole was album of the year for me. So we're gonna jump right into our main topic. Today has been mostly a sports talk show. I know y'all don't like that when we do that, but today is going to be. So here we go. This is the topic that everybody's been waiting for us to talk about. Everybody's been saying, when y'all going to do this? So here we go. We're going to get on our Skip and Shannon, or Skip and Stephen A, or Stephen A and Max, whatever one you want to pick. We're going to be that today. So in one corner, we're going to have King James fan himself, Lakers fan himself.
Yep.
The soldier, JB the Kid 1. In another corner, we're going to have a guy who represents the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the best to ever lace him up, Michael Jeffrey Jordan himself. That'd be me, the coach, Reggie. I'm representing the great one. I'm gonna let you go first, sir. So you know.
No, you're gonna go.
I'm gonna let you go first.
No, I'm not doing this with you. You're gonna go first.
We're gonna let the kid go first.
No. I refuse to go first because.
Why do you refuse to go first?
I want to hear because you know you lived it, you've seen it, you experienced it.
I experienced both of them.
I didn't experience MJ, so you can tell me why he's so great. Why is he the greatest of all time, Reggie? Because I didn't get to see it with my own two eyes. You tell me why. Enlighten me.
Do we have to do this today? Like, do you have to go there? Like, do we have to be? Do we have to be in this realm of the BS and the shenanigans of you saying why I have to explain why he's the GOAT?
Absolutely.
It's self-explanatory. Like, self-explanatory. Like, I don't know. I understand why you have to explain why LeBron's the GOAT. His record speaks for itself.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
For
that's your argument?
The finals are,
okay. That's your argument then.
Oh, man, your connection is unstable. There we go. We'll be back. All right. Got a little disconnected there, a little discombobulated. You good?
I'm good.
Oh, okay, yeah, because your shit was breaking up. So that's why I was trying to make sure you was good.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. You was breaking up. I couldn't hear what you were saying. So because you were sitting there drinking, and the next thing I know, it froze and you wasn't really talking no more. Mm-hmm. So again, back to what we was talking about. Mm-hmm. Your man got how many losses in the finals again?
This is not about LeBron. Sell me on Michael Jordan. Sell me on Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Before I start, I'm asking a question before we start. How many losses he got in the finals?
6.
He got 6 or 7? 6. 6. Okay. Mm-hmm. Your man has many losses. My man has wins.
Okay.
How many MVPs your man got again? 4?
Yeah.
Okay. You know he's not tied with Mike in that either, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. How many Defensive Player of the Year awards he got?
0.
How many does Mike have?
1.
Who's one of only 3 players to win that award and MVP in the same year and Finals MVP in the same year?
That's your guy.
Okay, so just we can NCAA championship, couple gold medals.
Shut up, for real.
Change the game completely for everyone.
Absolutely, I agree. Ain't nothing like wearing some good old black socks and some J's on your feet when you play ball. Absolutely, I agree.
Again, I don't never went to a game 7 in the finals.
That's a big one. I will say that's a big one.
Only went to a game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals once.
Yeah, I think that was against the Magic. right? I
No,
might be.
no.
No, was it Cleveland? It was one of the teams.
Indiana.
Indiana.
Reggie
Yep.
Miller and Jalen Rose.
Yep. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
The only team that took them to a game 7 in the
Only
playoffs.
team. Only team. That man.
Seven won.
You're right. You're right. Okay. Go ahead.
7-1. So
Mhm.
6 finals MVPs, no losses in the finals. We
Absolutely.
got a couple Eastern Conference Finals losses. We'll put that on the table. We're not going to act like the Pistons didn't beat him a couple years in a row. We're not going to act like that didn't happen.
Just for a record, that I will make sure I got he came in 1984.
Yeah.
And he first championship was 1991.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
LeBron's first championship was when?
It's all about Mike. It's all about Mike.
Because you wrote the years and stuff, so I want to make sure that we
I
was
was
on the same page.
I was just asking.
Okay.
Asking the question.
Okay. I mean, the list of accolades. How many all NBA's first teams? I think they're pretty close in that number, right?
I want to say LeBron has more. I could be wrong.
I want to say LeBron has like 2 more because he's been in the league longer.
Mm-hmm.
But how many all first defensive teams? Now, LeBron is not on that list, though.
Yeah, no. You must say MJ easily has that one. Easily,
yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure, I want to make sure that we on the same thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will I say LeBron is the greatest of this generation? Absolutely. I don't know how I put him in front of Cole, but I do.
Right. It's so weird, right? But I'm gonna elaborate on that point. I'm gonna elaborate on that.
Because I don't get it, but
I don't get it either. But yeah, I understand. Trust me, I understand. So you talk
it's very hard for me to put him in front of Kobe.
It's so hard. And the fact that Kobe passed, it made it even worse, right? I feel guilty about doing it, honestly.
Not even with Kobe passed, I just feel guilty, period, because again, I just think Kobe's a better player. But again, you got to look at what he's done, and his numbers speak for itself. I just don't have him above the GOAT. I just have him above the GOAT. I'm gonna let you go because I don't really have nothing else to say.
Okay. About the
get your notebook out.
I don't need it. It's all up here, baby. It's all up here, baby.
All the stuff you told me you've written down for the last 3 months.
But I remember I rehearsed in the mirror for this. So look. I had previously pointed out that let's give it a bit of background. So I like how you threw the NCAA championship in there. If LeBron would have went to college, probably Ohio State, more than likely, probably would have carried that team to a chip. Just put it out there, more than likely that year, because Ohio State was doing numbers back in like 03, 04. So I understand. But LeBron kept out of high school. He was called the chosen one. Then he took it and put it. So a lot of the narrative is that LeBron called himself the chosen one, right? The media.
Sonny Vaccaro called him the chosen one. That's who called him the chosen one.
Actually. Oh, that's what I'm saying. I agree. So I was like, because
just to make that clear for people who didn't know and think LeBron gave himself that name, he did not.
No.
Sonny Vaccaro did, who wanted him to sign with Adidas so bad, and he did.
That was going to be their campaign. Exactly.
Yes.
Yep. So I will say that Nike was smart because they took it and ran with it. But so LeBron did make it in the game. He came out, so he put it on his back. Literally, he had the chosen one tatted on his back. Came straight out of high school. The expectations for him already at 18.
He lived it.
Hold on, no. You had your time, okay? I got the floor now, okay?
I was agreeing.
I
was agreeing.
So
I can't even agree with you. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. I actually agreed. I wouldn't even try to argue that point. I was actually agreeing with the point. And you still, what? I'm gonna shut up, man. I'm about to mute my damn microphone.
Hey, so the fact that he came in 2003, first overall draft pick, went to his hometown team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Even though he's from Akron, he went to the Cleveland Cavaliers or whatever. Boom. We all know the history. All right, so I feel the biggest difference is that we can't compare them. I feel like athletically, they're not able to be compared. MJ wasn't as strong as LeBron when he first came in. He definitely, as far as the vert, they might have been neck and neck. Might be. That's a big might because LeBron was jumping out the gym as soon as he came into the league. I'm not saying that Michael Jordan wasn't, but like athletically, LeBron's IQ has been on 1,000 since he stepped foot on the hardwood. Michael Jordan was an ultimate killer. And I feel like that's where the narrative right there. The biggest thing is LeBron grew up in a day and age where it was, I want 5 passes before you score, right? Michael Jordan came in like whoever the best player is, he takes a shot. That was the era, legit. You weren't telling on the teams back then. Isaiah Thomas was the one taking all the shots. Magic and Kareem, outside of Magic passing to everybody or whatever, they were the ones that had the ball in their hand in the final seconds or whatever. Back then, it was legit. You had a superstar. It was their team. They had the ball. LeBron came and said it was like, yo, like everybody on there gets an equal share, whatever. Recently, I want to say it was 2 days ago, LeBron just hit the 36K thousand mark for points. He had 9K assists. He had 9K rebounds. Michael Jordan dreams of stuff like that in his sleep. Michael Jordan was a ball hog. Everybody knows that. But it's all about the way you perceive it. Because some people make it like, yo, like he had a killer mentality. He was the best player, whatever. He had the best shot. Nobody could guard him, so he deserved the ball. But yet, Horace Grant, you had Scotty, Ron Harper averaged like 22-something points before he came to the Bulls. Dennis Rodman was like the Draymond before the Draymond. He probably Draymond on steroids, to be honest with you. Like you said, you had legit, like to say like Michael Jordan, the fact that he still demanded the ball and he still had capable people. So you can see as a LeBron fan, well, Michael Jordan was selfish. But I can't say that because I'm also a Kobe Bryant fan. And you've seen, especially 05, 06, everybody forget about that Kobe. But after Shaq left, his best player was Smush Parker and Kwame Brown. Who else do you think was taking the shot? None other than the pupil of Michael Jeffrey Jordan himself. So I understand from that point. The reason why I always tell people, I don't say LeBron's a GOAT now. When it's all said and done, when his career is wrapped up, I feel like it's going to be like, all right, wait a minute type of thing. Because nobody in the history has gone to straight 8 finals. Now, he got bounced out or whatever by San Antonio Spurs team that had 10.
I don't count that one. No.
I'm going to give it because I'm talking about the second one. The one that he went with. Because I think he played.
Oh, with Miami? Oh, when he won Miami. Oh, yeah, I count that one. I count that one.
That's the loss, but that I ain't gonna lie. I don't put LeBron on that one because LeBron still balled out in that final.
Okay.
I still like honestly. I'm not saying it's still a loss, but I don't put like it. That first one when he played the Mavs, he choked. If you're a true basketball fan and you say LeBron didn't choke or whatever, he can't be the GOAT if he choked. Michael Jeffrey Jordan didn't legit at all win nothing. He had nice scoring outputs. You know, he balled out. Dropped like, what was it, 60? Was it 69?
65. 65 against Boston.
Yep, absolutely. And a nice little loss, right? Almost Devin Booker like. He just dropped all them points in a loss. Amazing. God, it was God disguised as Michael Jordan. That's what it was. It was crazy in a loss. He was the ultimate scorer between 1984 and 91. He was nice. Playoff exit, until they got together, got nice pieces to compliment him, and then boom, what happened next? The rest is history. The rest is history, undefeated. Once you got a system that works, and Greg Popovich just showed us this, for all those that started watching basketball in the 2000s, if you got a system, you can win with a 400-year-old Tim Duncan. Like it's a Phil Jackson system has been like proven against this time. I feel like Phil Jackson was ahead of his time personally, because like legit, you put the triangle offense in with somebody legit, and then you get a Michael. I personally wish that Michael Jordan had a Shaq, because I would love to see him tell Shaq he's not getting no touches. Like
Kobe told Shaq that.
In 04, and they lost. correct?
Kobe told Shaq that before 04. He told him get it off the rebound.
Shaq was the Finals MVP all 3 years they won. Them three,
he was, but Kobe did tell him that though. He did. He said, "Get yours off the rebound." He said, "I'm not giving you the
He
ball."
told him that. I'm telling you. He told him that in 04. I'm telling you.
Before that too, though.
Kobe, I'm telling you, because the beef started in 04. So they weren't beefing when they were doing that little sweeping. When they got to the 4th championship, and the media was like, "You can't, whatever." In the summer of that preseason, that's when they started talking that, going back and forth or whatever. He's out of shape and he don't work hard or whatever. And that's, like I said, that's Kobe's fault because he's legit a student, pupil of Michael Jordan, and all he's seen was hard work come out of Michael Jordan. It's crazy.
He's a disciple.
Absolutely.
He's a disciple.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I would say, like, going back to the original point, like, we have never, ever seen another LeBron James. We've seen another Michael Jordan and Kobe. We have.
Who that?
Granted, I always tell people Kobe should have got like at least two more over MVPs, but that's another story. But
that's another conversation for another day.
Absolutely. But I will say this, like, we've seen it already. Like, we already seen Michael Jordan, and we happen to see it again in Kobe. We would never see another LeBron James. And he can't play defense. LeBron was definitely snubbed in 2013 when Marc Gasol won Defensive Player of the Year. LeBron should have won Defensive Player of the Year. Okay. Like, if Draymond Green, all right, end of discussion. If Draymond Green is winning Defensive Player of the Year, and you mean to tell me LeBron should never got one while he's in Miami?
Draymond plays defense, though.
LeBron didn't play defense in Miami?
Draymond plays defense every year.
LeBron was the best defensive player in the league when he was on Miami? Good. Look, I would say that year he won his last MVP when he was in Miami. He should have won. He should have been another person to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. Marc Gasol was surprised that he won it. He even said it. He's like, I'm surprised I won it. I thought it was going to LeBron James. Legit. Granted, I will say this. As far as like, when you have to do everything, it's not an excuse at all. Because I still, ever since Kuzma pushed LeBron, everybody seen that clip when Kuzma pushed LeBron's behind in the play and defense. Like, we seen LeBron like cater to the rules. Right, so I'm not gonna sit here and say like, LeBron plays defense all the time. Especially later in his career, he wants to say everything for offense, which I don't like personally. I say, hey, give it all you got, 110% or whatever. That was the difference between him and Mike. When Mike was like, look, I'm gonna die on the court or whatever. Physically conditioned. And I get it. Medicine has definitely changed everything. We are definitely in the age of technology. So I'm pretty sure if Michael Jordan had technology that LeBron had, instead of smoking cigars and go gambling and all that, he probably would have invested more time in his body. So I understand that absolutely, like, he would have had more time and all that good stuff. But LeBron, like, over $1 million into his body every year. Mm-hmm. His workout, the fact that he's literally just turned 37 yesterday, and he's averaging like what 30, like I think it's 30 something, 9 and 6. In his last 6 games or whatever. He's literally doing this at a high level. Like that, LeBron has arguably the longest prime, maybe outside Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Maybe. When it's all said and done, he's going to be the all-time leading person in scoring. I still think he's going to get ring number 5. I don't think he's going to get 6. I think he's going to get ring number 5. But if you're talking about achievements, this is longevity stats or whatever. Bro, I don't want to hear the longevity because Michael Jordan retired and came back. Okay? Like, that was his choice. I know he has some off-the-court stuff he's going on. I get it. But, like, legit, like, the longevity of it all, and he played college. So, if it doesn't matter if Michael Jordan didn't play college. That's another argument. We'll say he didn't play college. He came in at 17. The fact that Michael Jordan had to beef up because he was getting his behind whooped all the time with Detroit, and he beefed up, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff. As far as I will say, like, and then before I go on that point, LeBron not being clutch has to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Legit, the dumbass silencer that he does came from him being clutch. He didn't just start doing it because he dunked on somebody or whatever. Now, I will say, did it take him some time to get there? Absolutely, but he been clutch since I would say the finals with Orlando, or not the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals with Orlando. Hit that 3. When he dropped 25 straight against Detroit, he was still a buck. he wasn't even like there yet. He ain't figured it all out. 25 straight. I mean, the list goes on. Like in the playoffs, he showed up. 2018 LeBron probably was the best LeBron we have ever seen. I'll make that argument all the time. That last year in Cleveland, probably the best LeBron ever. Because some of the stuff he was doing off that playoff run, but it was what's it called? What he said, the Toronto or something like that, where he like dominated the Toronto Raptors. That like clutch shot after each series. He had one against the Bulls. He had one against the Raptors, and he was going crazy, like clutch shot to clutch shot, and everybody was like, "Well, I didn't know LeBron was clutch," but he's been doing it consistently. But I still blame Skip. Skip. I still blame him saying LeBron is not clutch, and everybody just ran with it or whatever because we didn't show up. Because the thing about it, like, Michael Jordan, he's a clutch player. Kobe has more buzzer beaters and game winners than Michael Jordan does. So is Kobe Bryant the best clutch player we ever seen?
You got to be in those positions to have those moments. So, when your teams are in those positions where you have to have clutch buckets, yeah, I get it.
All right, cool. And then another argument too, the level of competition is definitely not the same or whatever either. I understand, like, all right, well, they actually fought back in the NBA. They had hard fouls. It was like you get hit, you just keep on playing or whatever. All right, cool, get it. Rule changes or whatever. They banned the crossover because Allen Iverson was crossing everybody and their mama up. So they changed that or whatever. So there's a lot of things they changed because of obviously no fighting. That was a big one. Like people getting injured. Kareem and Dr. J and Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller were too busy fighting everybody or whatever. Kurt Rambis, Magic, everybody was fighting back then. So the argument is that saying like, well, LeBron wouldn't be able to hang with them. I'm like, yo, do y'all not see the clips of people what Michael Jordan was going through? He was legit toying with everybody. And you don't say LeBron, as much as he gets slapped on his way to get a dunk throw, man, I don't want to hear that. Like, legit, Michael Jordan had to buff himself up to play in that league. LeBron came in the league at 6'8", 240, moving and jumping him as fast as he was. Like, don't give me like, oh, he wouldn't have survived. I don't even want to hear that. Now the crybaby.
I've never said that.
No. This is a public service announcement. This ain't towards you.
Oh, okay. I never said that, but okay.
So I say my argument is, though, I feel like LeBron James would be the GOAT when it's all said and done. I don't feel like, all right, 6-0 or whatever, because Jerry West is a logo and he has a losing record in the finals.
I mean, okay.
You can't do that. You can't pick and choose.
I don't agree with him being a logo, so that
I still think Kobe should be the logo, but that's I don't even want to get into that because Jordan. I don't think Jordan will ever be the logo because he has his own brand. That's just me. I don't think he'll ever be the logo. If anybody deserved it, it should have been Jordan. Personally, it should have. But I think because once you came with Air Jordan, that was it. Like he already had his logo and all that. Then man, he would be a trillionaire. Anyway, but my thing was like people like that, Elgin Baylor, right? These are people that have losing records or whatever. But because LeBron is undefeated, Robert Horry got 7 rings. Is he better than Michael Jordan?
Robert Horry never carried a team either. He just got 7 rings.
Hold on. No.
He was on 7. He was on 17 at 1.
And hold on. So my thing is like legit. The biggest thing everybody always says is the ring. Oh, he's 6-0. He has 6 championships. He has more MVPs.
But he's 6-0 with 6 Finals MVPs. That's why it counts. Because he has the 6 Finals MVP.
All right, so off of default, really, honestly. All right. Who was winning Finals? Listen, on the teams he was on, he won one. Who was winning Finals MVP over him?
No one, because he was the man.
Listen, no. So Scottie didn't do nothing.
His finals average alone tells you he was the man when it came down to it in the finals.
So because you average a lot more points than everybody, that makes you the Finals MVP?
His finals stat line, period.
Listen, hear me out.
Bottom. 93? His 93 finals average. His 93 finals average alone.
Andre Iguodala is a Finals MVP. Okay?
That's because he played defense on Bron.
Oh my goodness. He played defense. He played defense.
Because nobody else.
Curry had more points than him.
Curry was not impactful in that series.
What?
Steph was not impactful in that series. He was not. And that's why Steph doesn't have a Finals MVP at all. He doesn't have one.
True.
He doesn't have one. KD tried to give him one, and he still didn't get one. They gave it to KD.
Because KD was KD. Like, I mean, like.
So again, you just said because KD was KD. Well, MJ was J in all 6 finals. His greatest final series was against Phoenix, where he averaged 41 a game. Mm-hmm. He averaged almost 8 rebounds a game and 6 assists a game. That's his greatest final stat line, period. And they won the series in 6.
So what's LeBron?
Hold on. Wait. And he went against the second best team in the league that year in Phoenix, who had the league MVP. Hold on. Who had the league MVP in Barkley.
Oh, I'm about to get you.
So wait. Hold on. Let me finish. Who had the league MVP in Barkley. And they still didn't win. Because the best player in the league did what the best player in the league does.
Shut your mouth. Oh, why did you say that? Because I know a team that won 73-9. They won 73-9.
And they choked in the finals.
Oh, wait. No,
I said that. I said that.
Hold on, because we had unanimous MVP.
But I said that.
Sorry. No. I'm going with your argument. You got, they had the MVP, Charles Barkley. So they had the MVP, unanimous, right. The only unanimous MVP in NBA history, all 75 years of the thing. Right? They had and LeBron, down there averaged a triple-double. He literally averages in all categories on both teams. He literally does everything. But yet it's like, it's just the Warriors. Oh, they chose. We give excuses for and Charles Barkley didn't. The Phoenix Suns didn't.
They did choke.
So let's get it on. Let's say they choked. Let's say, oh my God, Michael Jordan is unstoppable. They choked.
But there wasn't. But that series didn't go 7 games either. That series didn't go 7 games.
But it
didn't go 7. Wait. Let me clarify some things about that before we go there. First of all, Golden State choked. They were up 3-1. They choked. Phoenix was never up 3-1.
Because LeBron ain't had nothing to do with it.
Listen to me. Hold on, wait and listen. Before you go there and say that Phoenix choked, they were never up 3-1. The series never went 7.
Okay.
Barkley didn't have a chance because Mike didn't give him a chance to have a chance. Understand the difference.
Did the Phoenix Suns win a game? Did the Phoenix Suns win a game?
They won 2 games.
So they had the formula how to beat the Bulls. So
they won 2 games.
So listen to me.
Wait. Listen to me. Golden State was up 3-1 on the verge of closing out in Cleveland, and they choked. There's a difference between choking and being outplayed. Just because you won 2 games and you were down 3-2, it was never a 2-2 tied series. That series was 3-1. They got it back to 3-3. Golden State choked. So Golden State choked in game 7 too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to say
because they were up and let the lead evaporate.
And then Draymond Green gets suspended. Has something to do with it too, right?
Yes, LeBron did his part of that. Kyrie did his part in that. They did their part to win that series.
Interesting.
I don't know what you just said. You broke all the way up. Everything you were saying.
I didn't say nothing because your screen.
I don't listen. He got suspended. I'm not going to sit here and justify that shit like that. They choked. If he doesn't get suspended, is the series different? Who knows? But he got suspended. They still had a chance to close the series out in 3 games. They still had 3 games to close that series out, and they didn't. He got suspended for 1 game. Just 1. Wasn't suspended for all 3. It was 1. So he came back 2 more. They had a chance to close out when he was in 2 games after that, right?
Shout out to Draymond Green for dropping like 30-something in game 7 in the loss. But yeah, you're right.
But you get what I'm saying to you? Like, they still had a chance to close that out with him there.
No, I always say this to the people that like Michael Jordan fans, like the fact that he never got to the game 7. I don't know if that's a testament to Michael Jordan or the team that was constructed. To be honest with you,
It's
because
both.
Honestly, legit. And that's why I say the fact that the triangle offense was way before that time. Nobody could figure it out. If you got LeBron, I mean Michael Jordan in his sweet spot, and he got hot, there was literally no stopping it. How many plays do we know if you were on an offense, you have an offense that works? Curry legit is a living testament to having a system, whatever. Because any other system, I don't feel like Curry all that. He might be a Trey Young, right? He might be a Trey Young.
I'm not arguing that point. I'm not saying that the triangle wasn't effective. I'm not saying that.
So, but what I'm saying is, before he got Phil Jackson, though, you seen legit. He didn't have a system. He just went out there and just give you the ball. I'm a score. But it got him into a losing effort. As a coach, you could appreciate when you have a system in place and your star player just blows up. Like, it's the system that works for him. Like, all of a sudden, everything just starts clicking. So my thing was like, if it wasn't for Phil Jackson putting in that system, literally triangle, you get in the corner of that mid-range game, you're undefeated, never lost. That's your bread and butter. Michael Jordan in the mid-range game was undefeated. You rarely see him shooting threes. He's either jumping over you or mid-ranging you to death. That was it. And the system that was in place was for that, was for Michael Jordan to thrive. But I say without the key role players, because like I said, Ron Harper was not no scrub. He was a 6'6" point guard that could lock up on defense. And he just came from a Clippers team. He was averaging like 20.
So was Scottie. Scottie was a 6'7" point forward. Scottie was a 6'7" point forward who could lock up.
Exactly. So now you could legit. That's why I said you're talking about Andre Iguodala because he played defense. Legit, the turning point, because remember the Lakers in '91 with an old ass Magic, they beat them in Game 1. Right. It wasn't until they went back and then you're like, "Hey yo, Scotty's go to guard. What you call it?" Even though of course Mike was like, "Nah, I got him." No, you really don't. You don't.
Right. And we need you to do X, Y, and Z. Like, you don't need to be wasting your time on defense. We need you to go get us buckets. So you go stick Byron Scott, let Scotty stick Magic, and we gonna work this out.
So my point, what I'm saying is, like, if you're saying legit, because he had made an impact, if it wasn't for Scotty switching off on Magic, y'all wouldn't have won that series.
They probably wouldn't have won the series if Mike would have stayed on. I can agree with that. I'm not arguing that point.
So my thing is, when you're saying like, "Oh, he has final MVP," legit, that's why I say, like, I love how you said how Andre Iguodala is the most impactful, because I agree. I totally agree. I always said, like, if you're the most impactful, despite what team you're on, that's a big thing. Because there's no way LeBron James averaging more than both teams, even in a loss. He averaging more than everything. And
he should have been finals MVP.
Absolutely. So that's why I said all the time, like, we cut MVPs, because in that case, Kobe needs about like at least 3. At least.
Well, shit, then if that's the case, Mike needs at least 4 more league MVPs. There's 4 years where he got robbed out of league MVP. The year Barkley won. You can run down it. Yeah,
now you know that was a good one. I ain't go for that. It was a documentary that came out. It was a documentary that came out that year. Because I didn't know Barkley was like this. I watched the documentary on that year he won MVP. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. That Phoenix team wasn't like all that. Like, Barkley was the team when he won MVP.
Was.
Like, I didn't realize how big it. Like, I was saying, as me as a fan, like, I didn't know. Like, I was like, why did everybody say like Michael Jordan should have got it? The only reason I say Michael Jordan should have got it because, like, no, like, when I think of MVP, who put the team on the back? Like, legit,
the team was back. That's why he won MVP that year.
That's why I love like back then or whatever. I think the reason why Michael Jordan also didn't win any more MVPs is what the Bulls did. What the Bulls did after he retired and what their record was. I think a lot of people were like, well, hold up. This might be actually be a team with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, wait, hold up. I'm going to have to take my statement back. I feel that got a lot of people more thinking.
But they couldn't get over the hump without him, though. They couldn't get back to a finals without him, though.
But I'm saying, as far as the record, we're talking about like legit being the team. Now, I agree with you.
Regular season is regular season.
But that's what MVP is doing.
Right. And I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Like, regular season, yeah, they were still a great regular season team. You get to the playoffs and you find out who you really are. They weren't who.
They didn't know who will take the shot. That's what the boy.
They were with him. He takes them over the top.
He takes
them over the top.
So I get that, but
and that's the same thing you can say about Bron. Bron takes his teams over the top when he gets to the playoffs. I'm not saying he doesn't do that. He does that.
So, but when I'm saying the argument that everybody always goes to that this qualifies LeBron James for being a GOAT is his finals record. And I always take it in fact, I was like,
because he had some bad finals performances. So let's really break that down. The Dallas one is the egregious one out of all of them.
Absolutely. I'm never going to argue that. As a LeBron fan, you hate to see it. Like, bro, at the end of the day, you hate
the
to
Dallas
see it.
one is egregious.
Absolutely.
The one against Andre Iguodala, even though he led the series in scoring, still they wasn't supposed to lose that series. And they wasn't supposed to lose that series. They wasn't supposed to lose that
Why I
series.
disagree with that one is because Kyrie and Kevin Love were out that series. Matt Dellavedova was guarding Steph Curry.
I argue that. So the next year,
Okay.
that's the year they won, right?
2016, correct.
Yeah, that's the year they won.
And then
they lost again.
They lost two times. And Kevin Durant.
And you know, a lot of people hold that against him that he didn't step up on Durant like that. I'm not one of those people.
I'm about to say, literally, the shot of all shots is LeBron guarding KD. He's shooting right over his head.
But that was on transition. That was a transition pull up.
You can't guard that. Yeah, he was on him, legit. The poster is up. It's KD shooting over LeBron's hand in his face. Like, hey, you can't get any better than that. LeBron, like, when it came to it, LeBron gave it all he had. Like, you can't. You got Curry on this side, Clay on this side, Kevin Durant coming down. What else are you going to do? Because Kyrie don't play no defense. You got J.R. Dumbass Smith that cost you the game in game one. Like, bro, there's a lot of things. LeBron dropped. He's the only player in NBA history that dropped a 50-piece and lose.
That's very true. It's very true.
So think about that. I'm about to say, like, honestly, his biggest ones for me was like, it has to be Dallas, obviously. But a lot of he lost 6? So he went to 10, I think. So he lost 6. So the 6 he lost, right? You got the 2, Kevin Durant. I can't argue that one. The one in 2015 is the one that always bothers me because I'm like, yo, like, hey, that was them when they were babies. They weren't even on roids yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't even fully evolved, quote unquote. Right. But I'm like, yo, the thing, like, you thought in your head, like, you had made it this far with Kyrie here. You had Kevin Love doing his thing. Then both of them, your next best player is Matthew Dellavedova. Like, that right there, like, hey, you had nothing on that. So that's what we got 3 right there. Then you had the one in 2008, I think.
See, like, you went against a juggernaut Spurs team at that moment.
Man, look, we talked about this offline. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had Boobie Gibson, Eric Snow, Larry.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? You was like AI taking the Sixers to the finals against the Lakers, bro.
So I was like
that's when you gotta.
4. Then we had the Dallas. That's 5. I'm trying to think of the other one he lost. I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, the other Spurs one. Yeah. So the other Spurs one is another one I hold against them, but I don't because you literally had the same team as constructed. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should have been.
Both teams was the same team. Both teams was the same team.
So listen, that's why I agree with Skip when Ray Allen made the clutch shot of all clutch shots. Because as you know, the Spurs easily should have won that series, that game.
Yeah.
But they came back the second year to show you why they should have won. So that's all that was for me. That's all that was. So I was like, that's the only one I'm like, but it just goes to show, like, Ray Allen really did save you. Like, that's all it showed for me. That's all it showed. His finals wins, though, baby OKC. He still had Kevin Durant, but, like, Kevin Durant, like,
he was a baby.
I love
he was a baby.
Kevin Durant was a baby. Russell was a baby. And James Harden was the real one. That was the real baby of all. But Kevin Durant's already arrived. Like, he had won, like, scoring chips. Like, he was there. Yeah, he was there. I always say Kevin Durant did his thing. Like, but yeah, rejuvenated Dwayne Wade. Chris Bosh had finally found his role. Then you had people like Shane Battier. Like, the team was perfect. Like, it was nothing you could do. That was their year. They were hungry. And that fuel, that I think that was the year like LeBron just went on a crazy like playoffs run. Like, that's when he had the game 6 or whatever against you know what I'm saying? Like, his performance is like, that's what everybody wanted to see. We want him seeing like Dwayne Wade's like, hey bro, take us. This is your team. Tunnel vision. And he did it. He took his advice. Balled out. First chip. Second chip, Spurs, Ray Allen saved him. He closed it out. Good for you. Boom. Fast forward after a couple of losses or whatever, you go back against the Warriors, 3-1. I knew in my head that the series was over. I was like, because I'm pretty sure I think nobody's seen it. Come back down 3-1. The series was over.
I thought it was going to win one game and then the series would be over in 6 games. I didn't think it goes 7.
When they came over, I still watch that. Man, I'm probably gonna watch that later on tomorrow. Like that was probably one of my favorite series of all times. Because legit, because LeBron legit was putting up stupid numbers. Him and Kyrie. I gotta give Kyrie a whole lot of credit because LeBron got the block, but Kyrie got the shot. So put that.
Yeah, he got the block.
I got the block. But that Kyrie shot was the one that was heard all around the world. Like,
that shot was definitely heard around the world.
Oh man! And then I will say the one that gets in the bubble. I don't like how everybody put an asterisk on it. I don't like it. The only reason
it's the bubble. He got that.
It was the Lakers. I am a little biased, but I kind of seen once he got AD, that was legit the missing piece to that championship team. Now I don't know what's going on, but for right now, that was literally the missing piece. Like AD did everything. That's why we call him Bubble AD. I'm waiting to see Bubble AD come back because AD did everything. He should have been Finals MVP.
Mr. Glass ain't doing nothing. He injured for the rest of the year. That's Mr. Glass right there. He's done.
No, he ain't done. I think he just waiting. He waiting for something.
He better hurry up back because it's getting close to that time.
Man.
But I think LeBron is the greatest of this generation. Like I don't think he's the greatest of all time, but of this generation, the greatest. He holds that cat.
I just think when it's all said and done, I think like there's legit going to be an argument because because to me personally, like why is Michael Jordan and not Kareem the greatest of all time? Because you brought in like the NCAA joint. Come on, the house that Wooden built. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Cap is definitely up there. He's definitely up there. I'm not gonna say Cap.
Cap made an interesting point. Like he was like, centers never get like looked at for the greatest of all time. But if anybody should, it should be Kareem. Right. Like you had the most points ever scored. Like I don't know what else you want after that. So I feel like when all said and done, LeBron's gonna be he's gonna average a triple double in all time stats. He's gonna have 10K assists, 10K rebounds, and like all time in scoring. And he might have 5 assists. How do you argue that not being the greatest player of all time?
Well, if we get to that, if we get there, then we'll have that conversation. That's a conversation to be had.
So I'm not saying LeBron's the GOAT because his career is still in progress. We didn't start saying LeBron was a GOAT until he retired. After he finally retired in real time, not the second time he came back, but the first time when he retired after the 6th year, the last dance. After it was all said and done, you're like, man, that's it. Case closed. He's the greatest player we ever seen. That was it. I was a kid, and that's all I heard, right? Because Kobe's career was still in progress.
It had just really started. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Facts. It's real. Just really started. You know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron was yet, like T-Mac, none of them were in the league, like, for balling like that.
No.
So that's why I was saying, when it's all said and done, I feel like, we might have to talk about this. We might have to sit back, like, legit, like, LeBron will be the greatest player we have ever seen lace him up. Like,
okay. We'll save that.
Having a triple double when he retired, that's gonna be wild.
We'll save that to the day he retires. Let's hold that conversation. We're gonna end it right there. Like let's end it right there. Okay. Hold it until he retires. The day he retires, if we still, God willing, we still doing this pod, we're gonna have that conversation. I definitely agree with that. So we're gonna end it right there.
Oh, you live, and we just live, and we're not even doing the podcast. We're gonna have.
All right. So we're gonna mostly, I think we're gonna end this show right there, man. We're gonna say our closing remarks for the year. JB the Kid One, you could go first, man. Go ahead.
Man, to think that we have made it 6 months on a podcast is still amazing to me. We got sponsors, but on every streaming platform that you can think of. Like, we come a long way. Literally, Reggie got new gear as we speak. I legit transformed my whole way of thinking when it came to gear. Just the level of growth that we had on this podcast and what's like what like it's crazy because like people are like, oh, y'all came a long way. I'm like, y'all ain't hear what we talking about next. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the biggest thing. Like always finding ways to improve. I don't know how many times I tell you, like, bro, I don't know why I sound like this or why I'm talking weird or whatever. Learning how to talk on a mic as it's crazy to believe that like I had to coach myself on how to talk on a mic because I was talking like mush mouth and I ain't like that too much. Um, the topics that we've had, I feel like that's been the biggest thing. I love being controversial. Love it. I hope we continue the trend, to be honest with you. I love having these type of talks or get even real serious or whatever. Um, to all the guests we had, Two Kings podcast, we had my boy Uncle Willie from the Good
Good
Noodles Joint.
news.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's reached out to been guests or whatever.
Oh, man, we can't leave out our one guest
Oh
that
my
we had
bad,
that was
Mr. Omar. My bad,
Omar.
Omar. Yeah.
Don't forget
Yeah.
him. Like, he was a great
Oh,
guest.
absolutely. Nah. I'm about to say
I hope
you
he's still watching too.
I'm about to say, first of all, that was probably one of our most viewed of all.
Right.
The comments, everything got like the feedback going into feedback. Like the people that actually watch this joint and comment or whatever to our family. I think that's the biggest one to me. This family. Like I was telling y'all last week, to see that my dad actually watched the podcast was a big deal for me because I didn't know he watches it. So he was on there, he was commenting. What I'm like, oh shoot, you really do watch. So I think that was a big thing. Like I having a family support. And my wife that watches it or whatever, then texting me while I work, like, why do you do this? Why your head that way? Stuff like that. You know, like little stuff like that. For everybody that like reaches out or whatever. For all the listeners, you know what I'm saying, that are listening in their car. Yeah, I hear my annoying voice and my annoying laugh all the time. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it for real, for real. Like it don't get no better than being able to do a podcast and stuff like that. And best believe, man, we gonna dibble and dabble with some experiments or whatever. We gonna be on this thing called StreamYard. I've been playing around with it or whatever. Had a little free trial run. It didn't go so well, so I would bump some heads with Reggie. See if we can come out with some, but like little stuff like that. You know, we just want to get as professional as we can, being that we are remote. And I say that's the biggest thing, y'all. Just keep in mind that we are remote. We're not right next to each other. Best believe when we get next to each other, the layout's going to be totally different. I got some plans. I'm bringing a kit. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to have mic set up, light set up. The whole works. Yeah, it's going to get real. But as far as being remote, this is like, honestly, this is it right here. This is it. We're going to get better. I'm going to get some backgrounds going or whatever. But as far as like the where we came, whatever, I was doing this on my phone. I don't know if y'all remember. I was doing this joint on my phone. All right, but now I got a whole mic set up with the lights and all that. So I feel like I'm making improvement. But man, I appreciate y'all coming with us this far in 2021. We're definitely gonna be kicking it off big. We'll let y'all know the topic. I ain't got a topic right now. I ain't gonna lie. Probably gonna be talking. Might do this an NFL playoff special for all my sport people out there because the playoffs are around the corner. So it's about to get real ugly. December gave us good football, but man, wait till January. Anyway, but yeah, man, let's continue to stay with us. The biggest thing I'm excited for is merchandise. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's coming. Yeah, I can't wait for y'all to be like, hey, let me get that. To have a hoodie after your pot, that's a big thing for me. Like I've been talking about this for a while. So like that's gonna be like the biggest thing. Like just seeing people wearing our gear to mean that they support. I think that's gonna be like the big icing on the cake for me.
Yeah.
More collabos, man. Reggie's keyed in on a lot of podcasts out there or whatever. So if it's him representing the both of us or we both on somebody's podcast, as you think it'll be a lot of podcasts out here, but they're not. You'll see a lot of people come on our show. I'm gonna start reaching out, and we're gonna start trying to get people onto the podcast or whatever. So that way, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? Hey, put you in for this date. We can get you in there and all that good stuff. So, that's all I got from my closing statements, I think.
All right. Yeah, man. So 6 months. It's been a ride, man. It's been one hell of a ride, man. It's been a lot of fun, man. This show, I mean, y'all have seen some of my personal moments on this show as well. Like I've had some real personal moments on this show. Um, and we've had a lot of fun, man. It's been a whole lot of fun, man. Like I said, starting this 6 months ago, I didn't know where this was going to go. I didn't know how we were going to do it. I didn't know what we were doing, to be honest. Like we just jumped on here and just started talking. And to have the topics we've had, to have the guests we've had on, to have now being part of a little podcast network with Good Noodles Podcast, Two Kings 215, trying to get involved with another podcast called Shit Talk Radio, trying to get these other podcasts and do this Philly support Philly thing with these other podcasters that I know that I've been talking to, sidebar, getting these sponsors, Rebel Hair Collection. I definitely got to talk to y'all and finish the dialect about our sponsorship with y'all. Like that's something that's coming up in the works. Man, listen, I'm working, man, for my pod, man, and I'm working for my partner here because he can't do the things that I can do over here right now. Just know, I know he got my back, and I know when he gets back over here, we gonna go even harder.
Up, baby. Okay.
So yeah, man. So to know that you guys support us, you guys watch us, you guys stay tuned in, you stay on the clock with us. Y'all throw us questions, y'all throw us topics. Listen, man, we'll talk about whatever y'all want, man. Like if y'all want us to talk about something, we'll do it. Man, to my family, my wife, everybody, man, thank you for supporting me. My wife, thank you for the amazing gifts you got me for Christmas that upped the pod for me, the new lights, the new microphone. Man, listen, it's been an amazing 6 months, man. Yo, I love everybody. I can't stress that enough or express that enough to everybody how much I really do love them for all the support they give us. To Uncle Man for watching the pod and telling me what he thinks about it, man. That meant a whole lot to me. Like he don't even know how much that meant to me. To my partner in crime here, man. Listen, it's been 6 months, man. And this started maybe a year ago, sitting at my table talking about something that we could do together. Christmas vacation for you.
I was about to say, man, hey, let's real quick. I don't want to get into it, but for real, like legit, when we say that, I want you all to be bro. So what happened was, okay, like we were out here drinking some foreign bottle of tequila and some homemade shisha on the hookah. Let's talk about it, okay? Let's talk about it.
So
then we just started talking, and we kind of like we out here debating like we ought to talk radio or something or whatever. We're like, bro, that would have been perfect for a podcast. And legit, that's where it took off. So for all those legit that are wondering how to start a podcast, get yourself in front of a camera and start talking.
Right.
Somebody go listen to what you got to say. Trust me when I say that. Somebody's go listen to what you got to say. I put money on it.
And for us, it really literally started at this table that I'm looking at that I used to do the pod from before I moved to the table that I'm at now. It literally started from us having a conversation, drinking, smoking some hookah, and laughing and joking to what we are today as, B&B on the clock, this amazing podcast that we started. Man, I hope you guys stay tuned. Like we always say, man, we on all streaming platforms. And today we on Facebook. Look at God and how he works, man. We've been on YouTube. We on Facebook. We on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, you name it, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. You can find us everywhere. Like we everywhere. And listen, man, we try to be everywhere
for you. Coming to a MySpace near you.
We get on MySpace, we'll get on there too, man. Shout out to Zoom, who hosts our show for us, because we do all our filming through Zoom. So we got to thank Zoom for that as well for this year, man. I don't know how we do this show without Zoom, to be honest. Like, we might have found another way, but Zoom has been the best way for us to do this show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, man, shout out to everybody who watched today, who commented, who was on there. My brother Sean, thank you for finally commenting on the show. I know you want to get on someday. We're going to make that happen, Sean Span. I guarantee we're going to get you on the show one day, bro. So your man AB who commented, shout out to him and his new business venture. Congratulations, my good brother. I hope all blessings and success to you, man. That's really it, man. Listen, B&B on the clock, man. We are going to sign off for 2021. We will see y'all in 2022. You know, next week we'll be back with another show. It'll be a new year, and we're going to have more fun, man. And we're going to continue to bring y'all what y'all want to hear. Shoot us a topic. Shoot us a comment. Shoot us a like. Follow us. You can follow us on all streaming platforms. You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us here on Facebook on the Be on the Clock page. You can follow us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Follow us on all of them. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, show us some love. Go ahead, bro. I know you got something to say.
I want to shout out to all the people that didn't support me but are still watching.
Facts. Shout out them too. And shout out to the people who don't like that we got this podcast. We like y'all too still as well. Man, we shouting everybody out, man. To your wife, I hope she has a happy New Year. To you, my brother, I hope tonight is everything you wanted to be. To my wife, I hope she has an amazing New Year as well. To my family and friends all over, and I hope you guys have a great and wonderful New Year. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Until next time, we signing off. Be on the clock. We off the clock.
Peace, love, and soul.